Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. What you're seeing on the screen right now is the Satisfactory Interactive Mapping System, CIM, view of my current base. You'll notice that we have scattered ourselves around. We've got a build over here of our petroleum products. We have our power and our packaged turbo fuel. And I've put down several smaller factories, which I just did, quickie videos on limestone, quartz, and the combined iron and copper, where I'm using alloys. I think this is the first time I've used alloys. Oh, and down here, concrete. So our next build is a little bigger. Quantities are still small, but there's just a number of different things, and we actually don't need anywhere near the quantities I'm building here for the actual target of this build. But I figured as long as I'm building, I ought to build it so that it will continue to be useful after we have uploaded the delivery. So the secondary goal of the collection of bases I'm building is to support me as I build the base that will take us through Phase 5. I'm beginning to get some ideas for how I want that to happen, but I keep changing my mind on major architectural directions. So steel, we need to have it somewhere near coal. And other than that, we don't really care. But I'm going to put it, a distance from other things. So I am thinking we could locate it down near these normal coal nodes down here. So let's head over to those. And our coal is over here. The other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be blocking up significant resources. Now we've got iron and copper all over the place, but I don't know, maybe we'll need it. So perhaps build it off to the east. Where else? Now that I'm looking at the map with all of the resources shown that I know about, we put it out over the water. Oh, this area up here, there's absolutely nothing else there. Let's put it up here. Infinite highlight. And before I actually head over there, let's put my map back on. And that's these guys up here. So we're kind of close to the quartz area. So we'll build it kind of south of them and west of whatever this arc is here. We don't want these little distributed little factory campus areas too close to each other. It's kind of silly to send a drone, across 10 foundations distance because, you just zoop a belt, right? I get this guy. Okay. Get this guy. I picked him. Okay. We're looking at auto rotating, and there we go. So to make this work, I'm going to need to have my factory floor be at the highest level of the dune. I think this may be the highest level. I think this is going to be good enough. So I am going to scrub around and see where it naturally maxes out. And there's our high point. Coal's going to come in from that direction. And as we can see there, I need basically 3 grid squares worth of foundries and 4 grid squares worth of assemblers. Now the foundries, that's really not a whole lot of foundries. That's like 5 pairs of foundries. Could pretty much put them in a line. So we've got solid steel ingots, which feed into the other 2. And the other 2 take in, one of them takes in iron ingots and one of them takes in concrete. And then we take the outputs of all 3 of them. Hold on, let me get my mouse inside my editor. We've got steel ingots. So steel ingots are not actually used anywhere. It's cool. So I could actually set these up just right in line and have my output lift up to the inputs of the other 2 and just put them right after the other. And our steel ingots don't go onward, so it's the iron plate and the steel pipe. And these will also need some other stuff. So this is pretty much a line for the foundries and then other stuff. So we're going to, oops. So what I'm thinking is put my builds off to the left and right of this blue strip. And they're 5x5. We need 1 extra up here. Going to wipe these out. That's 10 long. Like what? 7. We're going to get our power floors going first. Anywhere. Just a concrete slab. Blueprints. And we're looking for our 5x5 base plate with power. And that, of course, doesn't clip on properly. These guys, this needs to be 4x4. All of this needs to be 4x4. Yeah, let's just redo all of this for me. Now that we know what our spacing is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That. I'm going to put 2 wide down the middle. There. And this should now be able to land in the proper place here. H to lock it in place so we can look, and that's properly set. Here. And I decided I really like that nice bright green rather than the yellow for when you're placing something that overlaps something else in a legal way. So now we need power. We haven't really developed what the power grid's going to look like. So I'm going to bring this in here. And going on mute for a while. And here I'm changing my plans a little bit. I'm going to go something a little bit wider so I can have my 3 5x5 areas up front like this and still have this. I just need to move everything over by one foundation. And there's that. Things staying highlighted, and I've heard it goes away on its own after a bit, so I'm going to try to ignore it. As long as I can still put things down, good. It's really very distracting. Okay, I think that works out properly. Let's hook up the power here. I can carve these out to go down and do that. A little bit of redundant power because I like it that way. Now, because I know this middle guy is going to be shorter, I don't put the margins in. It means these three fit nicely across all of this. So now I need to place to mess with my blueprints. And just now I realized that I had doubled the number of foundries in my head. We need 2 pair, 1 pair, 2 pair, not 4, 2, 4. So this front area is much wider than it needs to be. What I'm going to do is I will place it, I will trim it, and then I will trim the whole thing. So the whole thing is going to be 2, 4, 5, 7 of these wide. I'm going to put, basically what I'll do is I'll space them out by deleting one of these. And I think, given that, it's probably best if I go back to the original pair and adjust it. You guys are already marked. There we go. Do I really need to adjust this, use the original pair or not? Save him first. Also save him as B Foundry. There we go. So these guys will want to center one up and then put 2 on either side of it. Easiest way to center one up is to do this. Default, I'm going to enough room for that to do its thing. There we go. And I'm going to rework the power floors now because we do not need to extend these out to the edge like this. Can in fact just use the same layout. Get rid of our marker. We don't need that. having a heck of a time getting placed. bit of dithering there on the drone ports. I was thinking in terms of just the 3, and I realized I did need 4. And I think that puts us just off the end. Well, let's build the pillars from the top down, then I'll extend as needed. Having the wire off the end kind of makes sense, because it does need to go to the second. I've unfortunately arranged all of my I/O go right down the middle here. So we are going to have some belt work coming across. I'm good with that. What I will do is I'm going to pull the fuel out across so it's clear of the pillars. These guys are just going to go straight down and get routed below. I'm going to make this super easy. Now, the reason I'm using smart splitters is if we in fact are running low on fuel, I want to prioritize keeping the drone ports fueled. First of all, keep my fuel flowing. Second, keep the iron flowing, and so on. So center is overflow, and the right we are going to patch to, well, hell, we'll just package turbo fuel? Yeah, let's say only package turbo fuel gets turned to the right. I don't think that's... There we go. It's a couple of tries. Now, it does mean that if we get something else coming out on that drone, it will come out the end here. I want to have that come out over here and be dealt with. And I'm just going to put that in a box so I can see what happened later. It might be something important. I'm not going to summarily sink it. Try that again. Certainly, if I change what kind of fuel is available, for instance, if I went to packaged rocket fuel or something, that would mean I would be just filling up that container. And I would have some manual work to do to recover, but I would be able to recover. So we're ready to go. So this guy needs to go fetch some fuel. In fact, all of these are going to need drones. And all of them are going to need power. I can give you this fuel. Let me grab another stack of fuel here. Get the power hooked up. And as usual, I'm going to defer making my complete redundant connections until we're off camera. I actually have prettier ways to run the power for these guys. Just want to get it working right now. Like I said, I can pretty this up off camera. So you should be ready to go. You have no power because I didn't hook power up to here. Silly. Where is your power coming in? Over here. I'm just going to let's button these up properly. This one is approximately on this line and approximately on this line. How are we looking? Decent. I'm just going to bring those down. Oops, that's not the same place. Yeah. These all now have power. And we need to send this guy off to get some fuel. So drone fuel, let's do drone fuel east on this guy. So we have a bad name on this guy. I think we can fix that. So we've got Caterium taking from south, and we're taking from east. We're just kind of spread around. Oh, why is his status exclamation point? Oh, cannot unload. Okay, that's normal. We're going to see a lot of that, especially early on while we're building. The drones will keep fetching stuff until they've filled up their destination. That's normal. I wish I could set that up to be not a warning. So, might as well program these. This is iron ingots. Gonna go to iron ingot supply. This is concrete. And this is wire. What do I name my drones? I'm going to see if I can name this drone. So he should dump some fuel on us, and then we should fill them up one at a time. He's going to be bringing back 9 stacks. We'll use up 4 of those, plus whatever fits on the belt. And he'll end up making several trips, and then stopping. So this guy is going to want coal and iron ingots. And he's going to get the iron ingots afterwards. And this guy is going to need, was it? Concrete. Those are coming in. So, you are going to be coming down here. Making an arbitrary decision based on the topology of the top end, and I'm going to bring you down to same level as your input here. So here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And thank goodness for the straight placement option on the belts. And now we need to bring our coal out. Start with the level that this guy is going to be at. Oh, he's higher than that. Okay. How could I be out of my... I just dumped like 20 miners in there. Wait a minute. Keep forgetting the Mark III miners take so much of these. That should be enough. Drop those into the dimensional depot. And let's try this again. So we need how much coal? 150 coal. 480. Good God. Mark 1 miner could just about do it. In fact, I could put a Mark 1 miner in each one of these and have more than enough headroom. Let's do that. Keep it cheap. I'm going to bring this one over like that. Over like that. We need to merge them together here somewhere. I'm going to put a downhole there. Go. Casual power. Can always tidy this up between recordings. Or I might just leave it like it is. Now, this is dead center on here, so we're going to try just... Just want to find out where my thing is. Bring it dead center here. That. I'm liking the slope on the straight placement option. And that just did a normal... See, sometimes it seems to go up. Oh, that's actually level? Holy coincidence, Batman. So we could scale this up easily. Just need to... actually, we can go from Mark 1 miners doing their normal output. We could double that to 2 and double that to 3 and then 2.5 that. So we could 10x the amount of coal out of this, and this is already getting us more coal than we need for what we're doing here. So I didn't see any fuel from anybody but the last one, which means that my smart splitters didn't get programmed. Package to fuel to the right, overflow to the front. Now, that means that all of the rest of my fuel went out the end. By design. Take all. So I now have a bunch of excess fuel to deal with. Okay, I give up. We'll just use the any. I do not know what's going wrong with this. And why it worked on the last one and didn't work on the others. Oh, and that's bad because all of the fuel is going to come in and go out to the other end. So we don't want this actually. We'll just have to trust that that drone will only bring back stuff that can be used as drone fuel. And sending it back to the other end isn't going to do anything. I probably should have the other end have a rejected coming back out. Yeah, I need to do something with the stuff on the other end that comes back out. Box it and merge it, I think. Let's make a note of that. And all the rest of this, actually, I haven't been doing to-dos for a while. So there we go. I do want to actually see my foundries working before I check everything off. It looks like we have plate. Are all running. running at 100%. This is good. To take a moment for the manifolds to warm up. And this guy has his steel ingots and he's waiting on concrete, which we haven't routed yet. You probably have a bunch of concrete ready to go. Yes, you do. And the concrete needs to come into the lower input. Nope, upper input. One, 3, 2, 5, 6. No, not you. Why is straight not liking that? Bolt does okay. I wonder if there's a slight difference in altitude. Okay, so there goes concrete. This factory is capable of processing a lot more iron ingots than we are going to be providing. Although, it does say 165 per minute, and we do claim to have 352 per minute coming in. So, well, I guess my manifold just hasn't filled up yet. Let's make sure we are tier 5 all the way through. Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5. Yes, that looks good. Okay, so iron is now saturated. And steel and coal, or steel and concrete are coming together, make pipe. And you need to be brought down so I can use you. And we're just going to run you at surface level. So now we have 4 areas, each one of which is going to be a trio of assemblers. So I'm going to actually go back and use my 4x4. Assuming I can find it. Assuming I didn't get rid of it. Oh, I think the belt dupe has been fixed. Eight assemblers. You know, I'm going to need to build a 3 assembler blueprint. Let's build it 4x4. I know I had one. I must have gotten rid of it in the grand cleanup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a single assembler on a nice subfloor. Let's see. Foundations. Concrete. One U in the corner. So the assembler I'm going to do needs to be narrower than 4 meters, but we will pull this floor out before we actually turn this into a blueprint, so I don't care. Let's get the spacing. So if I center it up like that, I did have to do a control nudge, but that does center it in the 2x2 area. Concern I have is what happens to the hoods. And yeah, the hoods are just too long for us to put it there, so we'll have to bias it to the right a little bit. I like where the holes are, though. I believe this is okay. Yeah, that hood peeking through there isn't awful. So when I put 3 of these together, I'm going to want to set up mergers on these guys. So what I will do is get rid of these. And how wide do I want it? 5. If I center up 3 in a 5 thing wide. So 1.6, call it 1.5, so 1.5 foundations wide. So from here to here. So I'm going to start with walls. I'm going to put one down there and down there. So we're going to be using walls to mark our center point. That would be 1, there's 1.5. Oh, we got this on Zoop. So 1.5 means 3 of these side by side are 4.5 wide, which would mean leaving quarter foundation on either edge. That's perfectly okay. We're going to go. Oh, wait a minute. If I'm going to go 4 by 4, 1/3, which means we want to bring this in 1 more meter. Yeah, I forgot for a moment there that I was doing. So there would be 1 and 1.2. If the whole thing is 30 meters, I want 10 meters. 8, there's 10. Okay, so 10 meters wide by 32 meters long. Save him as new blueprint. Because new blueprint is always something that I'm just not interested in keeping long term. Drop it down there. And there. And there. There we go. The power, what I could do is put power on a wall down below rather than on a foundation. Might make it easier to run it. The wall needs to go on this line, right to the right of him. Oh, that works. Get right above it and I can see that we're on the line. There we go. And this top level, this is the level of the actual floor. As I bring him down, oh, I need to sneak him one way or the other because his power pole thingy offset. Come on. Let's try it there first. So left and right's going to be ugly. Okay, that's too far to the left. That. That'll do. And we only need to have that wall there temporarily. Hey, that's a lot easier than working with the floors, isn't it? I may do this way from now on. And now we can put a him. Now under the floor, we need to do a merger. Actually, splitter 3 ways, and then a merger on the other side. So, I think I'm going to lay down my splitters first. One there. I'm setting out so we have a right angle into there. I don't think that's right. Got it right on there. I think that's it. Okay, and these guys are going to be flexible. They can come out wherever. I will bring them to here. Oh, this guy's right on the edge. That's fine. So these guys need to come out this way. Merger to the left. Make it so we got a nice angle. So 2 inputs and output on the right. And I can flip the inputs to the other side. So I'm thinking is that my inputs are going to come from the middle. Oh, wait a minute. Each one of these can flip around as they want. So the guys on the left, I will focus on taking their inputs from the middle. Hold on, what have we got? Iron plate and wire. So iron plate comes out here and wires over there. Steel frame is reinforced iron plate plus pipe, and pipe is over there. So I think this is one, and then the second one here. Rotor is pipe and wire. Oh. So we have these two being pipe and wire. Wires coming in through there, so pipe and wire. Yeah, let's do the pipe and wire ones on the right. Which means we're going to have to do some routing. That's okay. Flooring. I'm going to start with a wall because I was looking at it. And power under the wall. Now, having something consistent you do in a blueprint just makes it that much easier in the long run as you start connecting things together. And something I sometimes forget to do is to pull my power up to the top. Still have all that stuff over there that's marked as if I was going to delete it. I was looking around on the other reports, and supposedly that stuff goes away after a while, but it's still there. We are hooked up, and this is now BB 4x4 3 assemblers. Okay. So if these guys are steel rotors and stators, going to put them down the right. They're going to have wire coming in, and they're going to have pipe coming in. And their outputs are going to be heading out to drone ports, passive drone ports, which I'm going to base here and here. I probably should build a blueprint for my drone port stand. Let's do that. Where's a blueprint? We're going to put one of you in the middle. Six of you. And one of you on top. And that fills up. I'll have to connect the power on the sides anyway. I might as well leave the power off. This is a drone port pole. And these other two guys are also going to have passive outputs. So let's place them too. Blueprint designer. Get you out of the way. Blueprints, drone port pole. And the benefit that I just realized about this is that I can line up the drone, the 5x5 platform will now center above these guys. Cool. I should probably do this whole thing as a blueprint at some point with the drone port and connections for input, output, and fuel. So there's our 4 assembly areas with our output areas up there. Blueprints. 3 assemblers. It's a 4x4 blueprint. And we want the output going up that way and the inputs coming from wherever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them all this way. And we're just going to route the belts. So for output, it kind of comes out here. So I'm thinking have it come up here somewhere. So let's grab the drone ports and put them in place. These are passive ports. They don't require fuel. And I think I'm going to start putting them more toward the center. We're not centering it. The drum port itself doesn't feel like it's really on center. This area gives a feeling of sticking out-ish. So if I'm centering this, I feel more satisfied on my symmetric soul. Power. We are along this line. So 2 ticks over from that point. You're on well, I really need to put it either here or here because the nubs I'm using for underneath don't go on. So let's put it here. Is that correct? Yeah, that lines up well. So on the center line, it's this block, and it is basically 2 ticks toward me from the center of the... There we go, and power going down. I'm thinking that we're really associated with you, so I'm going to bring my power over from here. Let's bring it up on the corner here. I like that. Is that diagonal line? I could basically place my thingy in the middle of that diagonal and bring it down. Let's do it that way now. I'm going to grab a wall outlet. I'm going to splice it into the middle, and we're going to bring it down. You know what? I think I put the connector on and I didn't connect it. So now each of these guys needs to route their output up, but it needs to appear somewhere that it is routable here. I'm going to bring it out. Is that going to be good? See how that looks from down below. I could bring it out further this way. Yep, that works. Except, of course, I made it go the wrong direction. So, let's see here. All the holes in. Holes in correctly. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. Okay, this needs to go in here. It's going to go down, and we're going to actually curve it around to get in. This is fine. This could be a challenge because it needs to go over that way. What if I bring it down here? Yeah, let's bring it down closer. We got more power that's highlighted here. Wonderful. And you are way out here. Why are you coming down? Yep, eep, 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 eep. Yep, okay. How many of you got that? Deliveries in this one. Do the whole thing all along, just so I know I've got it right. This guy's turned. Both these guys are turned. Blueprints. Assemblers. Your output is supposed to be this way. Now these guys also need to be given power. Just do them on the same corner as I'm doing the other power. Yes, it means that there's going to be a little bit of diagonal cable. I will, as said, at some point I will tidy all these up. Or maybe at some point I will delete them all. See, all of this that I'm doing is so that I can leave the factory running for 8 hours, and when I get back, it will have satisfied the delivery. It's also giving me a little bit of experience in making it a bit of experience in working with the drones that I haven't done before. Yeah, I've done drone work before, but never this casually. Okay, so these guys' output is being gathered in and sent up. This guy is on the wrong connection. Now he's being gathered and sent up. So I'm thinking that the pipes and wire, the wire can come down this edge. That's going to be a problem there. There. That gives us room to bring the wire through. I'll do it over here as well. I'm thinking that the wire is going to need to wrap around back. Is it used on the other ones? It's used on the stitched iron plate, which I think is this guy. That sounds like we need to bring it across, possibly elevated. Okay, if I'm bringing it across elevated, I might as well bring it across elevated. Let's not mess around with this. That does mean that I can just do this. Okay, so we'll bring the wire in over here. We'll bring the pipe in over here. We'll bring the plate in. So we really have a bus of 3 things over here that we are going to be branching out. And if I bring them all in elevated, at different elevations, I can tap off the bus. So what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to put a stack of mergers. This is the anchor for my bus. I'm going to put another stack of mergers here. And another stack up here. The 3 items are going to be the wire, pipe, and the bring the plate in there. There's the pipe. And there's the wire. Perfect. Now all these guys just need to get their inputs from the left and send their outputs to their towers. And this is the output I haven't yet arranged. Oh, this one also hasn't arranged. You can see on the correct port he is. He is not on the correct port. There we go. So now it really doesn't matter who's where because we have equal access to the bus to all of them. So I am going to start with stitched iron plate here. So iron plate and wire. I'm going to bring my bus across so I can see what's on it. I need to bring you guys from the left. Out to here. Let's work on these guys first, though. Let's see. Need a splitter. Dead centered here. Okay, that's going to get the wire coming. Now we need the iron plate over here. I don't trust clipping a merger or splitter into the middle of a belt, because when you do it right, there's a gap between the belts there, and if you clip it into the middle, there is no gap. So there's the plates, and now our reinforced iron plate machines should start running. Yay, my first vertical microbus. And steeled frame is going to require reinforced iron plate and steel pipe. So reinforced iron plate comes out here and needs to go into a merger, into a splitter. I'm going to do this, that, squirrel around a little bit, because it's not going to be a direct... Well, let's see, can we go the other way? Nope. Can I start from here? That's better. Ooh, I've been going for 2 hours. Oop. That pop-up there is behind my editor. You can't see it. It just told me you've been playing for 2 hours. So we're running 5.625 reinforced iron plate from each machine, total of 15-ish, 16 and a half, 16 and something. And half of it's going to be sent up there, and half of it's going to be sent over here. I really only need a third of it, but that's all right. And you guys are building steeled frame. It requires steel pipe. And we should have more than enough capacity over here to keep these machines going. And I just realized, oh, steel frame, okay, we're good. I saw a steel pipe and I thought I was looking at the output. Momentary glitch. So the steel pipe goes to this guy and also goes over here. Easy way to do that is to drop the splitters in here. Oops. No, wrong one. So steel rotor. And this guy is Stator. These guys have power. I didn't get power to these guys. Did get power to these guys. Okay. And I need wire to all of this. Well, we do have wire being pulled out here. That's convenient. And we do have wire being made available. But not on the center we need it. Is here. These rotors are now going. These stators should start going. And we can start giving these guys names. So he has reinforced iron plate. He's got modular frames. There, and there's our 4 passive output stations. So we just went through doing all of this. We are importing drone fuel. We have got those 3 inputs. We obviously have our coal. Stator, rotor, modular frame. Oh, reinforced iron plate and steel pipe. We need to also send half of those out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take those off of the end of the bus here. Want to do that? It's this guy. Oh, reinforced iron plate we have. So it's just the steel pipe that I need to arrange. I think I'm going to take the steel pipe off the end. I'm going to do something really crazy here. I am going to fill my bus. So anything that doesn't need to continue onward doesn't. And we're going to put our drone port pole here. See, where am I going to steal my power from? Come on. Gonna bring it down the middle here. Let's bring it down the middle back. I just need to get that to somewhere convenient with power. That'll do. Oh, that's already connected. That works. And power for you. And your input comes in here. Now I need to have my input eventually come in from the dead center point. Means I just need to make a turn. I need to make it at the correct altitude. I think that does it. No, that doesn't do it. There we go. So any pipes I don't use are shuffled right to this output. And that's okay. It means that our export of steel pipe is lowest priority. So the net exports, steel pipe is actually very important. So maybe we should prioritize that. Yeah, let's prioritize it. So I'm going to put in another set of mergers. Across the top, we're going to raise this. Top is going to be the steel pipe priority lane. Which is going to get set up here somewhere on a smart splitter. Okay, so what we're going to do for you is we're going to send everybody to the left, overflow straight ahead. So our first priority is going to be filling up that drone station. There we go. So in theory, if somebody pulled enough pipe from us, we would starve the rest of it. Is that fair? We want to export 95 per minute. No, we should really do just a normal half and half down there. Normal conveyor splitter. Half each way. There we go. So we were using pipe here, and here, and here. Just don't look straight. Oh. Now they look straight. I'm not going to correct the problem that they are actually off by 1. I'm just going to say route it straight. There we go. So we now have our 5 passive drone ports supplying our products that use coal. Colloquially, this is our steel plant. Some of these products could be built without using steel. I chose to use steel when I was picking recipes, and I just kind of stuck with it. Not bad. It does require bulk input of iron And iron is over there, so the drone port should move it quickly, and it requires bulk input of wire. In fact, if we're running full out, we're probably pulling in more wire than this guy can move. Oh, that's right. Wire moves in stacks of 500, so we probably are okay on the wire. Iron ingots, 4 stacks per minute, 400 per minute. We're probably okay on the iron ingots. But if we wanted to scale this up, we'd probably want to have wire and iron ingots coming in on belts, possibly on big wide belts, possibly on a train. Anyway, scaling it way up for phase 5 is going to be a problem for phase 5. I think this is good. I think we can stop here. At some point I will turn this into a building. We'll button it up nicely. I have put all the drone ports on the same level, so these are going to be kind of rooftop, possibly with additional height on the roof in the middle. But these would stick out near the top, kind of on the eaves of the roof. If everything is flowing properly, and we are not sinking our outputs, these guys will all sit here and hover, waiting to deliver more stuff. Or, like in the case of the concrete right now, he's not really hovering, waiting for more stuff. He's delivering, and he just has to pause his delivery. And that's it for steel. When we come back, there will be another possibly larger build. Haven't decided what I'm going to build next. Likely to be pretty big, so I'll see you in that one.